These wood stumps I'm setting the logs on are only a temporary foundation. I'm going to take the logs apart and set them up again on a full concrete basement foundation. So here's a look at the plans to show how it will look when it's done. These are called scribers, and what scribers do is trace the exact shape of the bottom log onto the top log. The line we draw on the top log serves as the cut line that we follow to cut this log so it'll sit perfectly against the log below. Every inch of this log will touch perfectly around the knots and the bumps and everything. Here's the later achieved finished result.
when you're gaining as much as we are, they're going up pretty quick. Starting to feel the groove every day a little better. Starting to feel like the decisions we make are a little bit smarter. A beauty. There is no doubt about it. Like, to be honest with you, I've got my ass kicked here a lot of time that I've been working on this, and going from how hard and how slow it was for me off the hop to now, it's just a wonderful process. Even in small sections, this log is crooked. I sure don't mind scribing, you know, it's quite peaceful work. It's very quiet, you're very focused. And then when it's time to break out the chainsaws, I'm a happy guy. There's a tab on this log that's holding this scribe line from coming exactly down. All the weight is on the quarter notches right now. When the quarter notches shrink, as these green logs shrink, they'll become smaller, the notches will slide down, and this will compress to perfect. If we start with this fitting perfectly, it will always fit perfect, but then the notches will loosen up, and we want to keep the notches tight. Well friends, first time doing a log wall in 3 pieces. Just like every other thing you do for the first time, it doesn't go perfect. You have to stop and figure some shit out, but you just try and do your best, hey? Beauty. I'm gonna do this in 2 pieces. So our square notch is done and looking good. Now all that's left is this little one. Then the 4th round will be done. And I'm pretty damn happy about that, partner. Every day it gets better, we get smarter, things get faster, building gets bigger. The flyway's out because, like, look at this log, eh? That's where the center line puts it, is off to the side. The greatest lumber in the world, but it's sure pretty damn free. I like that part. Well, these turned out just awesome. In doing this, we've traced exactly where each log needs to go. It's not much of a guessing game. The lines show where exactly every inch of this log is supposed to be touching the log below. This is where we'll cut to, this red one, and this is where it'll sit. So you can just barely see the lines. It's fitted exactly to the lines on all of these. See here? So you can see, I know that it's got to come over. And then I know this other side's got to come over. Exactly where we traced it to be. Every one of these logs has a center line for the center of the weight, which then goes and lines up with all the logs. Otherwise our walls would get bent in every way. This keeps them absolutely perfectly straight. You gotta love it. She's a beauty. It's been so good to be right here, I can't even tell you. It's just so focused on the task at hand. You know, like I pretty well just don't ever really leave unless I need to get some water or some groceries or whatever. You know, you wake up, you sit here, you have coffee, and you look at what needs done. These crooked logs, you know, I'm kind of getting sick of them. See, there's 4 windows in this long wall. What's really killing me is this kink right here. Like the rest of the log is pretty straight, but what I'm gonna do is break this into 4 pieces. Beauty. This is my favorite part ever. Oh my God, what a house we have now. I can't even see over it. It's unreal. We got a patio door here and 2 6x5 windows. beauty. It seems like every morning is a beautiful morning. Pretty well whatever the weather, if I'm able to come out here and build my dream house and share it with friends, life is pretty deadly. We got a lot of discoloration starting to happen on these logs. I hate it, but just remember, friends, we're gonna polish it up so damn nice. Now, what I've been realizing, friends, is I've been spending all my time on these long walls. I really made an effort here to leave these walls in a way that we could do them a lot quicker moving forward. 3 really straight pieces out of a crooked log. Got so many hours into this log, and now it's ready to come down. It's a great feeling. Looking good. It takes me so long. Like, I'm so terribly slow at doing all this. See, as of right now, lots of things are not polished. I got a lot of knots to sand, cambium to clean up. All the ends need trimmed flush, the windows trimmed, the sills cut out. So it's kind of unpolished and a little bit of a rough stage. You know, it doesn't make sense to polish it now. It's gonna need polish later. But this is the closest I can show you as to what this house is gonna look like. She's just a beauty. Not only is that the last log on the wall, it's the last log of the 6th round, and this thing is just looking deadly. I think this corner just looks so good. The logs are starting to look so powerful now that they're stacked up, and we got these crazy flyways going every which way. I think this looks so damn good. I brought my mom out here to show her the progress, and one of the first things she said was how much bigger it is in real life than it is on camera. And I'm kind of starting to believe that to be true. On to the next one. Long day, it's already past supper time. We're just getting started. We got a lot to do here yet. This is really the whole new height of this thing. I gotta make all these adjustments. I gotta get up on a ladder. This was the fastest I've ever put a log on the wall, and it's getting better every time. And to see all the hard work, all the sacrifice, all the long days, all the tough lessons come together is the most beautiful experience. And to share with friends who like the videos and appreciate it, man, it just makes it really makes everything just so worth it. Beauty. Well guys, we are pushing the boundaries here on this build, that's for sure. The wall is so long. Even though this was a beautifully straight log, we had to cut it into pieces and stretch it out at the windows just to get it to reach. And that's been the case for all these logs are in pieces because they will not reach at that length. Yes sir, lining them up and dropping them down. I need 7 logs that are 62 feet long. Like, the house is just nuts. They're very hard to find. I walked for miles and miles, for days really, just to find a few beauties. Beauty! It's a dusk till dawn ordeal out here, friends. Here's to warm fires and warm coffee. First snow of the year here, guys, on site. You know guys, she's sure getting pretty tall. Gotta be careful even how I jump off this thing. I sure hope you guys are having as good a day as I am here today. It's a hell of a life, man. Gotta love it. The logs coming up here next are so big and we're getting so high. I'm really starting to wonder if my tractor is going to be able to lift them up here. Or if we're going to have to figure something else out. Well, you would really think that working in the winter would be a pain in the ass, but you get used to it as good as I do and it's not really any problem. You know, I used to spend all the winter on the trap line, so I've always done a lot of work in the winter, especially when winter is like this. I mean, God, it's so nice out today, you can't call it winter. This is the last little log in pieces, and then we're gonna get into the monster logs here. Well, this thing's starting to get big enough. I get a little more nervous about doing this. We're just doing some leveling. I only need about 1/4 of an inch here. Oh, this is kind of getting sketchy. Oopsie. Stay where... Ooh, I hate those noises. Holy fuck. We gotta get more shims under. Here's what we gotta do. There's so much weight on this. We have to be real careful how we let it down even. This is the one I've been waiting for so long. And we're gonna close off the front of this house. And holy shit, I can't wait. This is a couple 1,000-pound frozen block of ice. It's totally a green piece of wood. The logs we're getting into here are absolutely just ludicrous. The tip of this log is the same size as the butt of these ones. Oh, perfect fit. God, this is nice. Now that we got this incredible log going across, it becomes clear as day how the front of this house is gonna look. Here I am trying to show you some scale of this thing, man. It really feels like you're in a house now. Like I'm over 6 foot tall. Oh God. The log is so heavy and slippery it wants to twist. I have to strap it from rolling. When you're building or when you're fixing or really no matter what you're doing, there's times when it becomes really hard or really slow, or sometimes you honestly just don't even know what you're doing or what you should be doing. And to be honest with you, so far, setting these header logs has been all 3 of those things for me. And it seems like it's just human nature for whenever things get hard, there kind of becomes this building urge to just say fuck it. You know, fuck it. The absolute best thing you can do is never, ever, ever say fuck it. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. It's the absolute best feeling in the world knowing you did something right or to the best of your ability. We just need about an inch here. Man, this is awesome. Well, the real winter is here and I must keep pushing forward to get this log home done. So this is the first of many beams being scribed into the wall, but it's very tricky because I can't actually reach in there far enough. It makes my life exciting anyway. So this is my U-shaped kitchen. There's kind of an island over here. And this log is incredibly important for my cupboards. My goodness, what a cold snap that was, eh guys? It was minus 40 base temperature here for quite a few days. I'm driving the heat right onto the oil pan and trying to trap it here in the engine with my big tractor blanket here. Okay, let's give her a try here. See, this is the important header log for the windows, so it needs to line up with the sills. Oh. Well, this might be a bad idea, a little hard on my camera if it falls, but shit, it's gonna look cool. That's the best thing ever. There's no fudge room out here. It's either perfect or it's not worth a shit. There's absolutely no way the next ones are gonna work. Like, I'm in trouble here. So what I'm gonna have to do here is, because I'm literally maxed out, I can't lift anymore, so I got the bucket tipped down. And now I can twist it, but like all this here is pretty sketchy. Fuck. I'll pull it back a bit. We're leveling our gaps. So I'm making sure that I got the same at the corner as I do here. And then this here was just a little bit high. It had compressed more on the other end, and they will all come down to touch perfectly in the end. But we have to account for that gaps for the shrinkage. So right now I'm literally just taking 1/8 of an inch out off my tab and lowering this log down. Looking good. went from -40 to +3. Isn't that something? Just gotta keep giving her. That's awesome. This is a huge accomplishment for me. I really struggled a lot in places doing this for the first time and setting all these pieces right. I'm feeling really happy about everything right now, guys. The house is looking just unbelievable. Really good. Really good. Ever since I was little, I knew I wanted a log home. But I knew I wouldn't buy one or have one built. I always kind of felt like I would build one myself. And really, that's only been the only option for me. That's all I could do. That's the only way I could have something like this, is if I sat down and worked for it. I started this when I was 21. I sure as hell couldn't have if I had to buy all these logs. Really, when I started this, I really knew just almost nothing. You know, I had not cut that many trees down. I'd done nothing like this. There's been so many hard points. There's been so many tough lessons where I feel like, well, it's honestly just painful, but that makes it an amazing journey, friends. So this is 1 year. We only got 2 rounds left on this house. They're gonna be the hardest. It's getting pretty damn high. God, is everything ever slippery out here today? March 21st is still -15. Well, friends, it's a beautiful day. It's still kind of cold, but it's starting to feel like spring every day a little more here. Honest to God with you, 1.5 years ago, I didn't know how to do any of this. One of the biggest things I've learned from doing all this logging is how to use these pulleys and all this rigging or what have you. And thank God, because we're really gonna need it here. Because we need to get that big log pulled in to the middle of the house here to go across the 2 walls, and we sure can't reach that far. I can't see nothing, which is no good, but check this out, friends. I bought this fancy frickin' drone, and right now I'm using it to watch how my log pulling is going, which is fucking crazy. I find in this part of the world, I end up saying spring is here 3 or 4 times before it actually is. Now the first time we put this log on the wall was fun, but because it's a 3-step process, we gotta take it on and off 3 times that same way. Let's try not to do anything stupid this time. Or fall off the ladder or none of that jazz. Oh, this is gonna really come down. Well, this just ain't gonna work for too much longer, I tell ya. I spent hours moving that log into place. The big ones that ain't gonna lift, I gotta build the roof. Tractor won't reach this high once it's on foundation. Next logs can't lift at all. Too heavy. I need to build a stand to hold this butt in because that's what I want hanging out there. You guys probably remember when I made all this lumber with my chainsaw. Perfect. Let's see here. This ain't gonna be pretty, it's just gonna work. Well guys, I get asked all the time about getting some help with this. You know, it's really hard landing these big logs by myself, I know, but I'm just not there yet, so I make do. If there's a will, there's a way to do all this stuff. Like, I really need a crane to reach these in there, but somehow I'm gonna manage. And even by myself, I can have a second set of eyes. Check this out. Just like that. Thank you, Connor. Come on, baby. I guess I could have plotted it around the rain a little better. Fuck. I'm getting soaked. Oh, God. I don't think that's gonna stay there at all. Yep, it's a snow day in May and she's a little slippery out here. Not good. I'm putting a very advanced notch in here that I've never done before. And it's really hard to carve this out while I'm up here. Well, I never thought I would do this ever. Yeah, I would have bet against it, but here we are. I never thought I would buy an electric chainsaw. Check out this beast. Get this at the perfect height for scribe. I had to block it so it was perfectly level. Now I need to lower it the same amount I just notched it out. And I don't know how to get this block out. Jesus fuck. This is not recommended. I'm not happy I'm doing this. You know, it's not very safe at all. I got it strapped on this side so it won't roll that way. So I'll stay on that way. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all, but we got her. I've had my excitement for the day, so I'm hoping we're about done with that. Beauty. This log is 62 feet long. This rain suit was some of the best money I ever spent. Lets me work on all the shittier days like today. But I tell you what, man, I'm gonna be in mountain climbing condition by the time I get these last couple rounds done. Well, friends, it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock here. It's a beautiful evening. Grass is starting to grow. It's awesome. The days are getting longer. Feels so good to be out here working. I'm so happy to get this scribed. I can't wait to cut it tomorrow. we're about to drop in the first 62 footer. This is the first of 7. I've been working on this log for days and it's all about to pay off here right now because it's gonna fit and it's perfect. Just trying to line 3 notches all at once. I think this is the coolest thing I've maybe ever done in my entire life. And as these logs are shrinking for their 2nd year here and compressing, they are really starting to fit together here beautifully. I can't wait to show you guys how nice everything is going to polish up and when we trim and finish it. This is the next big log for the other wall. It's a monster. It's 2 foot at the butt. Beauty. I don't know if we're gonna be able to lift it. It's totally green and it's a really big log, and that's gonna be the case for all the next ones. Man, I just don't know if this is gonna work. Well, I'm worried as hell about this. I'm just at the absolute max of my capacity here in every single damn way. I expect this log to weigh probably 4,000, 4,500 pounds. And I'm driving up the ramp here and worried as shit about it. I quite often need to rotate these logs just a few degrees to get them to fit better. I need to support the end of this. I'm not trying to be perfect, I'm trying to get back to work. This will be a custom-made 2x8. I made this cut in 35 seconds with a chainsaw and it's still straighter than the shit you buy at the store. Okay. Fuck. Well, I'm sure glad to be getting done because it's 9 p.m. I'm hungry and I want nothing to do with that. I don't actually think this is necessary, but I can't bear to see this thing bend. Like, there's just way too much going on. But this is the excitement in my life, and I love it. Yep, I do love it. Okay. Well, wish me luck, friends. In this log shell of mine, there's 3 log floor joists that hold up the loft. So let's get right at her. I've been looking for a crane every single day. It's just getting too hard. Just gotta keep doing what I can with what I got. Okay. Like, I have a whole book here. I feel like I've been doing this for so long. It's just like anything else you do for the first time. Until you actually see it and go through it, you don't really know what to do or what to expect. I'm in this constant battle between perfectionism and uncertainty and inexperience. I want to do things as good as I can, but half the time I don't even know what that is. I am so nervous because I got cut into this. And this is right into the wall of my house. There's absolutely no going back. This is going to be a difficult lift without damaging anything. It's getting late. Let's get her done. Easy now, girl. Yeah, she's gonna go. Well, friends, this is when it's all worth it. You know, all of the joy is in the process. You know, when you sit here at the end of a long day and you get done what you wanted to do and you learn something new or do something for the first time and feel good about it, you know. And a guy's got to take it a little easy on himself, you know, sometimes when it's not going as good. Like yesterday, I just couldn't win. It was horrible, stormy. I did like nothing right. Went home, felt like I got nothing done. Guy feels bad about that, you know. So when it all comes together, man, it feels something sweet. Well, I'm gonna wrestle this the rest of the way to avoid damaging the notches. Oh, and I ripped my fucking pants though. Jeez, right in the worst place too. They got rolled too. I should have done that a little bit different. I just can't keep doing this no more without a crane. Like, it's so hard on the notches. All the weight's bearing on these thin edges before I get them in place. Look, it's scraping this up. I hate that. I scraped this up earlier. See in here. Just had to give her a good old body check. Went by itself. Nice. Oh, that's really nice. This has been causing me a lot of stress. I got all these logs here that still got bark on them. They're sitting on the ground. They need peeled and treated right away. I know right now there's a lot of house borers around here. I've been seeing them. And I don't want them in my nice logs, because I'll show you what they do. See, this is an old piece of wood I have around here that the bugs got into, and I hate that. It just doesn't look very nice. You can see they're already starting, so it's good I'm doing this now. And I'll treat them and then they'll quit. Well, another big one done. Getting through them, but let me tell you, I've been keeping a secret here this whole video, and it's just been eating me up because I'm so excited. Well, that's a beauty. Well, I'm finally done peeling logs for this build, and I feel a special kind of good about that. 76 feet! It's hard to imagine today being any more exciting because I'm off to look at a crane here. Well, this is my new machine and I am beyond excited about it. It's awesome. I might have a really big problem with it though, lifting logs solo, but we'll see how it goes. I'm sure happy about how that turned out. So this is the finished height of the wall here now, friends. I need to put a flat on top of this log. Perfect. So this is the first wall done. Hey, you want to see something funny too? I'm not even the first one to move into this house. We should have some babies here pretty quick. She's been here quite a while. She's getting pretty used to me too. Please don't fall on me. Nice, really nice. It's amazing what you can do and how straight you can get this with just a chainsaw. I just come and I set my book on the table here. There's a huge wasp nest underneath. I got stung like crazy. Gotta come up with a game plan here. I don't think they're gonna know what hit them. Oops. Fuck, I can't hit. Okay, I'm getting ready to place the first log with my new machine here. I'm going in way over my head here. I have no business even attempting the kind of lift that we gotta do here. This is a 19-inch log. This is right at the limit of my crane. I'm so close, but I think I better stop. I don't want to push it here. Look at these little buggers. They sure ain't pretty. I could probably get there. I'm just dropping that boom angle too low to do it. I'm all the way out. This is gonna be the craziest lift I have ever done in my entire life. It really turned out nice. 5 notches and they're all fitted together here perfectly. You know, guys, I am proud of it. But I tell you what I'm not proud of is how long it took me to do this and get this log set perfectly. That I am embarrassed of. I got this kind of display going on here above the kitchen and it's just beautiful. I'm trying to build something here that stands out. It's kind of a real showcase piece. There's a log that needs to go over top of this one. This log is a piece of art. I just couldn't quite visualize how that was gonna look on the wall. So I just hopped on the computer here and photoshopped it in pretty quick and there it is. That's gonna look awesome. Beauty. It's an absolutely beautiful morning here today. Real peaceful out here first thing and I've had enough of climbing this thing now. Oh, and my 2 robins grew up and flew away. It's finally time to put the last logs on the wall. There's only 4 left to go here. It is damn slippery to be setting this monster. Wish me luck. From the outside, this is gonna look like a small joint, but from the inside, it's just absolutely unbreakable. Shit. It's time to put the first of 2 monsters on here. Well, friends, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've really been getting my ass handed to me here lately. The day I'm done with 62-foot logs is gonna be a good day. See, you know, like going from a 30-foot to a 62, you might be like, well, that's twice as long, twice as hard. With these logs, it's probably 10 times as hard, at least. You know, it's just so high that every single little thing has taken so long. Yes, finally! It's a beautiful morning today, and we're gonna finish up here this last long log. There ain't no room for failure. I got 3 cameras going. I'm running the ropes and the crane all at once. This is not a one-person job, but we'll see what happens. couple small hang-ups. It's either perfect or it ain't worth a shit. Finally. Jeez. I will be glad to be done climbing this thing. Beauty. So now that the walls are done and this house is built, it's time to start building the roof. There are two huge log trusses on the front and the back of this house. I made a big decision here to build a practice truss before doing this. I've never done it before. Let's get right at her. I really hope this small truss ends up being worth it. There's so much layout even on just this little one. That is pretty damn good. I got it. Whoops. And after building this small practice truss in the last video, I am excited and I'm ready to take on these great big ones. So the bottom log for this truss, I've already fitted into the walls, so I had to take it off, set it here, and then we can build this whole truss conveniently on the ground. I think it's nice. It's a beautiful frosty morning today. Feels like winter. Sure won't be long. Awesome. This is the most precise kind of joinery I can think of, man. And it just ends up being so worth it in the end. Perfect now. First snowfall of the year. It's time to put this truss together. I really hope it fits. This is not going to be easy. We got a lot to do. So I got to pull the top together here, and then I got to line all those joints up, and that's hard. These logs are not easy to move around. It was hard even with that small little one, you know, but these beasts are really hard to move and stay together, and I got to assemble it more than once too. Come on, baby. There we go. Shit. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm so happy to share these moments with you guys. Like, I really am. I mean, it's a lot of fun for me. This is going to be one of the things I'm most proud of. Probably about the most beautiful thing I've ever built. We finished up the first roof truss, and now I got another one to build here. My straps and everything out here. The joys. Holy shit. So I'm just calculating the joint for this rafter, which joins up over there.
So then I come into the workshop here. You can see that's my joint, and it tells me, you know, all the angles I need. So I calculate them and I double check them 100 times. Like, look at this one. This is the top joint. It's the most complex. Look at this here. I'm putting this thing on the front of my house, man. It's just, I'm gonna look at it every day for the rest of my life. Might as well have the best result as possible. And then I take these angles and I grab the jig and I go out there and I put them on the log. The snow was getting on the jig and I couldn't see the straight edge. I mean, it's snowing so heavy. But once again, if there's a will, there's a way. No matter the weather. That's just not very pleasant. Man, it's pretty damn serious out there. I'm lucky I got the fire going in here, that's for sure. Yeah, I better get moving because I think I'm gonna have to plow these drifts out just to be able to drive out of here after today. Okay, big baby. It is time to put this together. No doubt about it. There we go. Nice, really nice. Okay, that'll be good for now. Now we'll work on all the other joints. They all gotta come all together at once. This is looking pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. Oh, there we go. Getting there. So, last joint here, we're just joining these webs. Very frozen. What a beauty! Last joint, finally. Time to put this thing together. Okay, I very badly need this piece to fit, man. Let me tell you, everything's fitting. There we go. What a beauty. You know you're in the heart of our winter when you're rushing out here to make use of the nice -20 days. The forecast, man, is just straight -30. I think I do anyway. These webs turned out just as good as I could have asked them to. This joint here is extremely hard to get right, and it turned out just perfectly. Like, I could not be happier with this. The fitment I got on the front and back, it just mitered up perfect. That extra level of precision though, to be honest with you guys, I spent way too much time probably trying to achieve that, and kind of the irony is I think that most people aren't even gonna notice those little details, but it makes me happy anyway. Well friends, this video, it's been the highlights of all the videos I've made on the build and the entire journey of this creating my log home here. There is a lot left to come though, guys. My next big push is going to be to get a roof over this house, and to do that I got to get the foundation dug and this house set up again. There's just so much yet to come here. So my first big thank you guys, it's always going to be to the small group of family members I have around me that have always inspired me.
and encouraged me to chase my dreams and live these adventurous journeys like we're on here now, and not held me back by telling me what I can and can't do. I can't emphasize enough how much it's been important for me to have people who have really believed in me. And to you, friends, for also being so supportive and encouraging for me, and for being with me on this amazing journey. It's just truly been, it's one of the biggest joys in my life, and I just can't wait to keep doing it and to keep filming the next stages of the journey here, guys. I think it's going to be awesome. So thanks. Thank you to Robert for answering all my difficult questions and passing along to me some really incredible knowledge and wisdom about log building. Thank you to Chris and all the other log builders that have talked to me about their experience and sharing knowledge with me as well. I've really enjoyed getting to know everybody and visiting. It's been a lot of fun for me. And thank you to my kind neighbors who were generous enough to me to let me harvest a couple logs off their land. It really helped me finish this build and to get these beauties that we're going to cut here for the roof. And to my friend Kenny, that chainsaw he gifted me, it just makes my day every time I use it. And I wish the best to everybody, you know, guys. Everyone, it's just been the best journey, and I can't wait to keep going, guys. Thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed watching my video, and I hope everyone is doing just great.